So I got a comment on one of my videos and I want to address it because I guarantee this person is not alone. I know that. Let me explain what happened. Someone logged into SNHU after having a rough few days. And actually, in this case, they had a rough few weeks and their classes were gone. So if that's you, don't panic. Stay with me. Grab some water or a beverage, coffee, and let's talk. First, I want to say something that I think that nobody says enough online. And this is from somebody who has gone through SNHU. And if this is the first time you've looked at any of my videos, I have been documenting my SNHU journey since the beginning. And so I want you to know life does happen. Because life happens, we need to make sure that we normalize some things. So I want you to know you are not lazy. Okay. You are not a failure. You're enrolled in school. And you're probably doing that while working, while managing a whole situation at home. And the term got ahead of you before you could even blink. Okay. I know it happens. So let's talk about the situation that happened for this person. And I am answering their question with this video. So week 3 with no logins. Okay, let's talk about what happens if that were the case. So let's say you were supposed to start class and the first week comes and you didn't log in. And then the second week comes, you didn't log in. The third week comes because situations at home or your job or whatever has been getting in the way. And now the third week is there. I have been so very close to that this has happened so many times. And then I realized that there was nobody that made a video about it. So most SNH students have been in this same predicament. You know, work happens, school happens, kids happen. Somebody dies, you get sick, and you are sick for what could be a month. All right. And you're trying to get schoolwork done. The school doesn't know your situation. So the system just continues to keep running, whether you're sick or the situation is happening at home. And when the system runs without you, it makes the decision. Let me explain. I want to say it in this way. I want to talk about the kind of the last day of attendance policy. And it's because SNHU has what is called a last day of attendance policy. And for students, attendance doesn't mean logging in, it means an academic participation, which, by the way, is different than you just logging in, but you don't submit anything. That is not participation. Think like submitting an assignment, posting a discussion board, completing a quiz. If you haven't done any of that in a certain window, usually within the first couple of weeks, in this case is 3 weeks, the term SNHU is required to administratively withdraw you. It is tied to federal financial aid regulations. All right. They have to report your last day of academic activity. So when you're going through and saying, well, why would they just not, why would they tell me or send me some type of notification? Good question. So when at KitKat, which is the person who submitted this, says, I got dropped because I didn't log in quick enough. That's basically right, but it's more specifically, no academic activity was recorded. So that's where this became an issue. And yes, you should have gotten an email. Check your spam, check your email tied to your SNHU account, not just your personal inbox. It's probably sitting somewhere in there because typically, if this happens, your advisor would have gotten a notification as well to let them know, hey, by the way, the student has not shown up for 2.5, 3 weeks. Think about that because you are tied to an advisor as well. So what to do right now? KitKat, this is specifically for you and directly to you. Here's the action plan. Right now, tonight, if at all possible, you're watching this video, because I'm just going to put this out. This is not going to be hugely edited and that type of thing. Log into your SNHU student portal and look for any notification or holds on your account. Okay, that's the first thing. 2, Call or email your academic advisor first thing in the morning. I know when you sent me the message, you were asking, and I assume you're going to reach out, but I just want to make sure I'm putting this out in case somebody is getting to this and they're 3 weeks into not attending. Don't do the general helpline, your assigned advisor. So you know who your advisor is. If you're going to SNHU, you know who your assigned advisor is. They are your first line of contact for re-enrollment questions, okay? Check if a late re-enrollment is possible for your current term. So depending on where you are in the term, this window may still be open, but it closes fast. So make sure you're reaching out to your advisor to find out. Four, if you're on financial aid, contact the financial aid office directly to understand if your aid was affected and what the path is forward, because that's something you're going to need to know. You are not done, okay, with those 4 steps. This is recoverable. Look, I understand, and I want to say one more thing to anybody who's watching this or who's in a similar spot. You are enrolled in school because you wanted something better for yourself. That doesn't go away because one term goes away for you, okay? The worst thing that you can do right now is disappear, okay? Ghost your advisor if they're reaching out to you, avoiding the portal, pretending it didn't happen. That's how a recoverable situation becomes a permanent one. So, Kit Kat, make the call, send the email, show back up. SNHU is not perfect, but neither are you. But their advisors are generally good people and they have seen this before. Okay. I know my advisor, Phil, and I have a very good working relationship. If this were to happen to me, Phil would have reached out. Phil would have texted me. Phil would have emailed me. Phil would have called me several times. So you are not the first student that this has happened to, and you will not be the last. So I want you to understand this, Kit Kat. I hope this helped. Drop a comment below. Let me know how it goes. I really want to know how things go. And if you're watching this and you're in the same boat, same thing goes for you. You leave a comment below. We have a whole entire community of people that are going to SNHU at different various stages. So leave your comment below. If you found this useful, I would suggest that maybe you subscribe. I talk about real stuff like this all the time, not just like the highlight reels of going to college. And I'll catch you guys the next time. Good luck, Kit Kat.